take off the filter. I have double glasses. Alright. Hi everyone. Welcome to the live. Alright. Hi Milo. Welcome everyone. Alright, so today's live will be especially for the PSLE parents. Alright. So for PSLE parents and students, completely understand that this is a very, very stressful period of time. Okay. Yeah. Hi, Gobstopper. I haven't heard about Gobstopper for so long. It is a candy. I remember having it as a kid, but I see a bunch of people joining. Welcome everyone. Good morning. It is very early today. We have a very early live today. Hi, Nat. I'm surprised everyone is up and early. So early in the morning. How is everyone doing? Now today this live will be especially for the primary school students, alright? However, we are trying to focus a bit more on the P6 students today. Alright. Hi Maylee. Maylee, is this your other account? Is this your other account? Yeah, I thought I realized. I guess because like I said, I don't really hear people being called like having the name Maylee that often. Oh, same one, same one. I see, I see. I think it's because your name is. Do they have a restriction when it comes to TikTok about like, um, when it comes to your name, how whether someone else has used that name before, or is it just like the username? I don't know. I don't know which one that is, but okay, I'm just not the most tech savvy person. Okay, same. I don't know either. I'm actually one of the worst at tech compared to all the people around me. My worst, not my worst memory, but one of my most embarrassing memories in high school was when I remember the teacher got one of my classmates to try to teach me video editing because I was just so bad at using the laptop. And when my friend tried to teach me how to like edit a video, like there was no sound coming out of the laptop. There was just completely no sound. Okay. However, I was thinking to myself, all right, there's no sound, but since there is audio in the video, the sound has to be coming from somewhere. Okay, we don't hear it in the speaker or anything, but I felt like my mouse vibrating, so I ended up doing this. I picked up my mouse. Okay, imagine like this box of candy is the mouse. I I ended up doing this, and from that moment on, everything changed because I think the teacher could not see me in the same way again. Mind you, I was one of his students that really truly enjoyed his lessons and worked really, really hard. But at the moment I did this, I don't think he could see me the same way again. Every time he saw me, for like a year or so, he started doing this every time he saw me. So that was really, really embarrassing. Yeah, this is a fun story for everyone while we wait for people to join in. It is not one of my best moments. Hi. Hi, user. Hi, Jerry. I see a bunch of people rolling in. All right. I am going to start the live officially, properly. All right. Instead of my embarrassing stories. Okay. We can keep that for later. But if anyone has any embarrassing stories to share, you guys can always just tell me in the comments. It is just maybe in the midlife I will tell you guys what happened to me yesterday, okay? It is interesting to say the least, all right? Um embarrassing moments, okay? But I wouldn't say they make life necessarily more fun, but yeah, definitely a bit more interesting. Whether in a positive or negative way, it's I guess it depends on how you think about it. All right. Hi, Lost in TikTok. That is such a relatable username because, not gonna lie, me too. NGL, me too. Me too. All right. All right, now for the parents and PSLE students. Okay, like I mentioned, it is quite a stressful period of time. We understand the stress. All right, it is a few months away from PSLE. We're actually really, really close to PSLE, so I understand like everyone should be like a bundle of nerves at this point. Everyone should be in a situation where they feel like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? Okay, nah, I'm just kidding. Okay, so not everyone will be feeling that way, but for those who are feeling that way, we understand, and I just want to say that is completely valid. Okay, whatever you're going through. Hi, daily English reading. Welcome. Right, but yes, definitely PSLE. The stress for PSLE is so valid. It is so real. Hi. Hi, daily English reading. Let's see. What do you get? What do you do in your account? Oh, consistency is key. Aim for 1% improvement in English every day. I feel like that is so important, especially for like you as me as like a student. I feel like I definitely stopped reading a lot after primary school. So I feel like that goal that you have there is super important. And it's actually super interesting. Could you share like how you go about having like that 1% improvement every single day? Because I would like to learn personally. I would like even as someone who is here working in an English tuition center, I definitely feel like there are so many different ways that we could like improve our language skills every single day. Do share, do share. It is so interesting. It is so interesting. I like I said, I stopped reading no host Yahweh today, but it's okay, I'll stay because I like host Yahweh. Aw, thank you. Your name is it Daryl? Or is it I'm gonna call you Ya. I'm gonna call you Ya. When it comes to usernames, I always pick like the easiest section and I start reading it. Yeah, daily English reading, please do share. Um, for me, I really stopped almost Davia. Davia? Alright. I really almost stopped reading completely after other than like necessary like composition paragraphs, essay paragraphs in secondary school. Okay, it was one like that is my personal experience, and I really felt like my English level just stooped down. Okay, but personally right now I'm picking up reading again. I'm trying to yeah, but it is such a real thing that I feel so it's so valid that you are doing this, and I think it's so great. Okay, and actually there was this article online that we actually did a blog post on because I remember it because it was just so jarring to me that um such a huge portion of Singaporeans have their literacy levels decrease when after they reach a certain age. And I think that's really true because we get so caught up in working that we kind of forget how to improve like skills that are so basic like English, whether it is like fluency or whether it is like your literacy in general. So I think it's super super important and actually very it's very impressive that you're doing that. But please, if you don't mind, of course, do share how you're doing that each day because even I want to learn, okay? And I'm sure a lot of people will benefit from that, definitely. But yes, literacy and fluency is so important, but people don't highlight it enough that you have to keep on practicing to achieve that. It's not something that just stays with you, right? That is definitely something that we could all learn from daily English reading. All right. Now, okay, ooh, we have gone off topic. But yes, PSLE parents and students. I mean, it is a valid issue. Daily English reading, valid issue, very valid issue. And I feel like even though not a lot of people make a conscious effort to have that improvement, everyone is facing that issue, okay? Because we are always so caught up with just progressing ourselves, maybe our career, our financial status, okay? But we are lacking a bit behind, like always, like going a bit backwards in this kind of skills, okay? Definitely. If you any book recommendations, please let me know as well. I don't really know where to start. Fictional books and nonfiction, okay? I'm trying fiction now, but if fiction doesn't work, we always have nonfiction, okay? But yeah, we'll see. All right. Hi. What do I call you? I just see a little demon face, and that's kind of scary. That is kind of scary. Hi. Okay, let's see. You're using Pickle. I'll call you Pickle because your name is Pickle Rick. All right. Hi. How are you today? How are you today? We were just talking about English reading because someone has got daily English reading, okay? And they have a very, very valid profile. And yeah, just love it. All right. And also, I am currently and will be going through PSLE. Good. How about you? I am great. Super cold though because the office is always super cold and I'm sitting right under the AC. Okay, again, just a usual day. Okay, a very normal day. All right. Are you a PSLE student by any chance, or maybe you're working secondary school, or I don't know, poly, JC. I'm trying to think of what else. Working? Oh, I already said that. I don't know. Yes. All right. Ooh, we're really gonna off topic, but okay. Parents and students. All right. I just graduated poly. It's okay. Now you are in that moment when are you where you're either looking for a job, going to NS, or going to uni. Am I correct? Yes, I'm correct. All right. So all the best with that. Definitely all the best because I remember that it is such a whew, just nothing to say, just whew, period of time. So completely understand you. All right. Hope you're doing great though. All right. Okay. Now, parents and students in PSLE or affected by PSLE. Okay, because PSLE is super stressful. All right. Are you ready for paper one? Are you ready for paper two? Or for parents? This is a question specifically for parents. All right. Are you secretly panicking every time your child gets their PSLE composition back? Like maybe they are having a little practice task in school and then they receive it and they get it back and it's marked. You get like a little scared, okay? Because that's completely valid. I remember um, when my mom would get back my PSLE work. I remember so long ago, but when she got it back, she always say, "How do you do this time?" And you could see like the look of worry on her face sometimes. I think it's completely valid. All right. Does your child struggle to come up with strong story ideas under time pressure? Do they keep getting comments like weak climax or story doesn't flow? Because these things are all actually super common, okay? It's nothing to be ashamed of, nothing to be, I would say, overly worried about. It is very, very common, okay? Because with students, no matter how good they are with writing, it does take a bit of practice for them to make sure that they are able to deliver a story where it flows very well or it has a very strong climax, very strong flow. But of course, one of the most worrying comments to get in a composition is off topic because that means either you or if you're a parent, your child is not really writing to fit the question. They are not focused essentially. Okay. Now, for parents or students, if you say yes to any of that, then definitely stay on this live with me because I'm about to give you a solution from our tuition center that is recognized by both students and parents. All right, so definitely stay with me. Okay, we've seen a blank screen for so long. Okay, let's finally see some graphic details, some brochures. All right, let's see. Is it gonna switch? Okay, there we go. Moderator, could we zoom out a bit because the thing cuts off? Yeah. All right. Now, to help everyone better understand, I'm going to put some brochures up on the screen today. For reference, it will always be in that screen above me, okay? So you guys can take a look over there. Oh, I'm getting blocked by the promo. All right, moving the right direction. All right, you guys can see it. All right, so you guys can roughly see the brochure, but always do let me know if there's any questions that you have. Okay, we have the service button below. It's the orange button with the white arrow, or you could just type in the comment section and I'll get back to you. Also, we have the WhatsApp number. It's in big bold green letter numbers. 84049281. All right, so that is available to you too. All right, so essentially what I will be sharing today will be our June holiday programs. Okay, we do have a massive variety. We have it for PSLE and primary 5, we have for primary 3 and primary 4, and primary 1 and primary 2. Okay, now this is super important and we are adding this new variety because we want to make sure that we're able to cater to all the different students. Okay, but do you know that for students who, let's say, you guys just prefer studying at home, because I understand some students are just like that, and it's completely fine. Okay, if it's showing on their results that what they're doing is effective, definitely that is something that you can go with. Okay, if for students that do enjoy that a bit more, we actually have our very own ebooks where they can do that self learning by themselves at home. Okay, so I'll be going through that in the next I think either the next live or to on wait buffer Tuesday or Wednesday. Okay, so we will see. Okay, so if anyone's interested in that, also feel free to join. All right, but yes, let's move on. Okay, there should be a switch there soon. All right, primary 5 to primary 6, we have the June PSLE composition writing crash course. Okay, now this one in particular is great for students who really need that boost within the last few months before PSLE. Okay, again, understand, it is such a stressful point of time. Okay, my heart goes out to you. Okay, that's for parents and students. Okay, that is, I remember the stress for PSLE. I keep on saying this to students. I remember. Okay, I remember. It is so vivid for me because I actually made a very very big mistake when choosing a secondary school. Okay, so a very big mistake that I will always remember. Okay, so for me, that PSLE season, that PSLE entire procedure was very very, it still remains a very like core memory in my life. Okay, and I mean for students beyond like academics, that is really that period from 13 from 12 to 13. You're not only changing schools, you're not only changing like the entire stream, you're also changing, you're on a new life path. Essentially, you are progressing from being a child to a teenager. Okay, 13 is the age where you become a teenager, right? So that really is the age where I would say students feel more stressed out about more social based problems, and that's completely normal. Okay, students are start being interested in different things. Maybe some want to pick up makeup, some want to pick up start listening to K-pop. I don't know, start, I don't know what the teenagers do nowadays. Okay, because it was such a jarring thing when I started seeing primary ones using phones. So I have the conclusion that I completely don't understand what the kids these days or teenagers these days are doing. Okay, so but yeah, you guys get what I mean. Essentially, it is a stressful period of time. But we're going off topic again. All right. But yes. All right. Back to the holiday program. Okay. Now this is a highly recommended. It's a 5-day holiday program. You guys can see it over here in the brochure. All right. It is designed for primary 5 and 6 students, and it prepares them for the PSLE English exam. Okay, our expert trained teachers will definitely be guiding your child through the essential skills and strategies to tackle PSLE composition questions effectively. Okay, so whether they are like struggling with I don't know, time management, they're struggling with structuring, how to get content marks, these are all gonna be things that we work on with students. Okay, again, it is a super stressful period of time, so we're just glad that we can support. All right. Okay, let's break down what your child or our students in general will gain. All right, unpacking challenging PSLE composition questions. Okay, I've always expressed how important this is because I feel like no matter how good you are at writing content, if you don't truly understand what is required of you, you're not gonna get the grades. And that's just unfortunately the truth. Okay, for me as a student, I love writing compositions, I love creative writing, but so more often than not, I go off topic because I get so caught up in the fact that I just want to write creatively that I just you, I think most of you get it. But yeah, so definitely it's so important to be able to learn how to unpack questions, and that is something that we will be working on with students. All right. So we will be teaching your child, our students, how to effectively analyze PSLE composition questions to ensure that they understand exactly what is required to craft compelling compositions and secure these content marks. Okay, that is super important. All right. PSLE composition planning skills. Okay, we want to equip your child with effective planning techniques for story retention and to create a well-structured composition. Okay, again, when it comes to planning, planning can not only significantly change the way your story is impacting your readers. Okay, the way you arrange it, the way you structure your content can significantly um, improve the engagement level and the impact of your writing. Okay, at the same time, when it comes to planning, it also helps a lot with time management. If you're able to plan your story at a faster pace, if you're able to plan it in more detail, you will also be able to finish your story faster. All right, and when I say more detail, do note that I don't mean to write your entire composition on the planning sheet, because I used to do that. Okay, please don't do that. I learned that the hard way. You won't be able to finish your composition. Trust me. Okay. Especially if you're writing the entire composition down. Okay, because you're essentially writing it twice in that way. All right. All right. Okay. All right. But now we also want to help students to equip them with story retention ideas that will help them to create well structured compositions. Okay, now we will do this actually with our own writers at work technique. Okay, now this is super interesting and I always love sharing this. I share this quite a bit, but each day it is just so interesting because I don't know, it's the idea that it's always going to help someone new. Okay, but yes, now when it comes to this writers at work technique, it is called story banking. Okay, it is a specific technique that helps students to fight creative blocks, and for those students who struggle with planning, to keep on track and get their desired results. Okay, so now for students who are interested in hearing this, okay, this, I promise you, this is a super interesting technique. Do stay with me for a bit. I will be going through it in the next few slides. All right, but in the meantime, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channels across all platforms. Okay, we're currently available on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Xiaohongshu, and LinkedIn. Okay, so basically all the platforms. All right, now follow us to get updates on our programs as well as to hear the latest educational content. When it comes to educational content, we do have different sets of content all the time, and these content, I would say, I revealed them myself, are super valuable because some of them not only include free vocab that you can add to your vocab bank, but some of them also include study techniques, study strategies that can drastically improve the direction and the way you study. All right. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so let's go back to exactly what this offers. Okay, writing techniques and language mechanics. So we want to enhance your child's writing style and sentence structure using key grammar tips and creative writing techniques. So how to write a captivating hook. No more one day I woke up. Okay, no more today the sun was shining. Today the sky is blue. Okay, these are all not things that we want to hear because I mean they do give the they do bring the message across. However, we do have to note that a lot of students use this. Okay, our students a lot of different students they always use this and it stops being unique, it stops being engaging, especially when a teacher has seen like 40 times in a day. Okay, so definitely we want to help students to write something more elaborate, something more sophisticated, something more I would say engaging. All right, okay, we will also be teaching students PSLE exam strategies, guide them how to master exam smart strategies such as time management and adaptation skills to tackle any composition question. Okay, now when I say tackle any composition question, okay, we cannot truly predict what is going to come out during PSLE. So it's so important for students to always be able to adapt something that they have in mind or something they're super familiar with. Okay, now expand vocab bank. Okay, this one is important because we talk about it in almost all of our lives, all of our crash courses, all of our regular classes. Okay, vocab is something that is super important. Vocab is something that can help students to sound more informative, something that will help students to sound more creative, something that can help students to sound more engaging. Okay, and for that we will be helping students to master 50 plus PSLE composition phrases to elevate their compositions. Okay, now we will also be adding in a Writers at Work exclusive PSLE model compositions, essentially to help students to gain an edge with 15 brand new exclusive model compositions. and this is something that is only available in this crash course. Okay, now as a bonus offer, students will receive a set of past year PSLE exam questions and top school PSLE composition questions. Okay, so we'll be sharing the most commonly tested topics. Again, patterns are so important when it comes to doing well on PSLE, because we, after all, we do want students to make the most use of their time to be the most effective as they can be. Okay, so definitely for that, we will be giving them these kind of brand new exclusive water compositions. Okay, and we will also be sharing the most commonly tested topics for them, just to make sure that they are all set, like fully foolproof prepared. All right. At this point, I understand parents, students might be thinking, okay, it's a holiday writing practice. How much progress can it bring to me in just 5 days? Okay, I want to highlight this is a full-blown exam-focused strategy workshop, and it's specially designed to turn average writers into confident exam-ready storytellers. It is definitely suitable for those who have children, or is a student that is struggling to get prepared for PSLE English and doesn't know where to start. Okay, this might be the thing for you. All right. Also, I want to show everyone some of the class prep our teachers do for this combo classes, so that everyone can take the chance to understand that our teachers are putting in the effort. They're not just waltzing into class and saying whatever comes to mind. Okay, that is definitely not the case. They are putting in full effort. And I want to show everyone this. Okay. Okay, our teachers make elaborate lesson plans in hopes of filling our lessons with as much content as possible. Okay, so you can see over here, our teachers love to see our students succeed. You can really see that through testimonials and results. There is really no better proof than student results when it comes to teaching. Definitely. Okay. Definitely stay tuned for student parent testimonials, because today we're gonna be talking about that. Okay, and yeah, for a chance to meet our teachers, definitely stay tuned. All right, and let me know if you have any questions. Okay. Okay, we will like to invite teacher is it Ayla onto the screen today. All right. Oh, teacher Ruvindi. Okay. Right. Yes. Let's invite her onto the screen today so everyone can have a chance to meet her. All right. All right. So at this point, students should have met around 2 or 4 teachers. All right. So it is such a great time for students to learn and understand. Um, Maybe even parents, which teachers might be best for them. All right. So definitely, these are our teachers, and we're so glad to be able to show you our teaching team. Jason, did it pop up? No, right? The video didn't pop up. The video, the issue wasn't. Okay, great. Yeah. All right. Ooh. Okay. Now, for those who are waiting to hear more about the story banking techniques, thank you everyone for waiting. Thank you for staying tuned. All right. Now, I will be going through this fantastic technique that has helped students to solve issues with planning, lack of creativity, over and under usage of writing techniques, and much, much more. Okay. Now, the gist of story banking is trying, refining, and remembering. Okay. Now, what do I mean by this? Okay. Now, with story banking, students are led to write and refine, or to even find a piece of writing that is approved by a teacher, a piece of writing that will get them great marks, and learn to replicate that piece of writing. All right. Now, do note that this is not regurgitation. We're not asking students to see a piece of writing that they feel is really really good, memorize it, and spit out the entire thing when they're in the exam. That's definitely not it. Okay, because regurgitating content can really only bring students so far. Okay, you are, like I said, you're never going to be able to truly predict what questions are going to be able to come out during the exam. Okay, so regurgitating content or expecting to be able to vomit out content is not going to work. It's just not going to work, all right? So what we are teaching students is to adapt content. We want to teach them how to replicate a piece of writing and adapt it, all right? Now, writers at work advocate for this technique because it allows students to enter the exam with a piece that will secure them high grades, removing any further stress from exam jitters or creative blocks. Okay, these are all very valid issues that students might possibly face when they go into the exam. Okay, now the question I hear, or I can imagine people will ask, is how easy is this technique? Because we don't want to teach students a technique that is so complex that they will struggle to pick up, that they will more likely forget when they're stressed. Okay, we don't want that. Okay, but my answer is both easy and hard. Okay, now while this technique does make performing in exam situations easier, it is so important for students to learn to adapt your stories instead of regurgitating content. Okay, this is why our combo crash courses are so important, because they not only show new and effective techniques to students but also teach them how to use those techniques effectively. All right, now like I said, regurgitating content can only bring our students so far, but the ability to adapt content as we teach our students can really allow them to jump their grades in ways they can't imagine. All right, so it is so important for students to be able to understand how to effectively use these techniques. All right, of course, we try when it comes to the June holiday programs to cater to as many needs as possible. Okay, so if your child is also struggling with other areas of English so close to PSLE, or if let's say your child is in a lower or middle primary and are looking for some support, fear not, I got you. Okay, we definitely got you. Okay, now for students primary 5 to primary 6 who are struggling with English paper 2 or oral, we offer the English paper 2 plus oral crash course, the oral thematic set A crash course and the oral thematic set B crash course. Okay, so a lot of different crash courses, especially for our students. Okay, now for the English paper 2 plus oral crash course, students who have the chance to build confidence in oral communication and structured responses. Okay, so to be able to master crucial grammar rules and techniques, to improve comprehension answering skills for closed and open-ended questions, and to learn synthesis and transformation rules to avoid common mistakes. Okay, so definitely a lot of different things for students who are, let's say, they're just struggling. Okay, a lot of things for a lot of information packed for students who don't know what they're doing when it comes to the exam. Okay, we understand. Okay, it can be a very stressful period of time, and there's absolutely no shame in that. We understand. All right. Okay, let's move on. Now, Oral Thematic Set A crash course. I do want to highlight that we have the Oral Thematic Set A crash course and the Oral Thematic Set B crash course. Okay, now for both, we will be teaching things in a similar way, but it will be different teams. Okay, so you guys should be able to see we have teams in the yellow box over here. We will be showing you another Oral Thematic Set B, and you should be able to see that the teams are actually really different over there. All right, now okay. First one, to master key oral exam teams, to dive deep into the most popular PSLE oral exam teams. Okay, so again, teams are super important because they allow students to have something to, number one, practice against, but two, help students to predict what is more likely to come out than something else. Okay, now, and while you cannot completely predict like word for word what kind of question is going to come out, you can predict the question type. Okay, so it's so important for students to be able to do that. Okay, and we will help with that. Effective oral answering techniques. Okay, we want to teach your child a proven method to structure their oral responses to ensure clear, coherent, and well organized answers. And again, one of the best ways to do so is via these techniques. Okay, we will be teaching them to our students. Okay, at this point, students and parents must be thinking that's a lot of techniques. Okay, trust me, it's going to be natural for you once you come to our classes. It is going to be natural for you. All right. But now, when it comes to students and parents, it is so important that they are able to navigate strategies. All right. So definitely we'll be helping students with oral exam strategies to provide your child with strategies that help them to navigate the exam and manage their time and their score with well-structured responses. Okay, again, structure is something that's super important. It can really make or break. Okay, it can really maximize your score and as well as the impact. Okay, now help your child to stay current with trending and relevant topics in the PSLE oral exam with our carefully selected reading articles. Okay, so we have over 10 relevant reading articles. We will be able to help your child to stay on top of these topics. Okay, it's so important for students to always consistently have new topics to work on, because with these new topics, it not only gives them content, but it teaches them specific vocab words, specific phrases for them to actually use during the exam. Okay, so again, super important. Expand your vocab. We want to help students to add over 50 essential PSLE oral exam phrases to their vocab bank to empower and to empower them to articulate their thoughts more effectively. Okay, so again, it is so important. Vocab can truly make or break as well. It can either make students sound super informative, super engaging, or it can make them sound like they're just trying too hard. They are not using the right words or just not using sophisticated vocab enough. All right. Exclusive PSLE oral exam model responses. We want to give your child a clear idea of what a high quality oral response looks like, especially with designed model answers. Okay, so now this is a different team from set B. Okay, students, do note that. Okay, you will not be purchasing the same one if you buy both. Okay, all right. I see a lot of people just joined in. Hi, Junada. Junada. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. All right. All right. I see a lot of people joining in. Welcome everyone. Hi. Okay, welcome everyone. I'm Jia. All right. Today we're going through the oral thematic crash courses. We're going through crash courses and yeah, definitely let us know if you have any questions. You can WhatsApp us and the team will get back to you. But yes, our crash courses are all for PSLE and below. Alright, these are all for the June holidays. Okay, now, also we have some parent testimonials that we would love to share with students. Could we share the parent testimonial? Alright, while we're waiting for the parent testimonial, how is everyone doing? Hi, Ali. See a lot of people joining in the live right now who are slowly waking up. It is almost 11. Wake up. Wake up. Welcome everyone to the live. Welcome to the live, everyone. Is the video not there? It's okay. Okay. Welcome everyone. Hi Ark. Hi Carol. Is it Carol? Whenever I see Carol, I just remember that character from Friends. Okay, well, actually, an underrated character for acting. All right. Okay. Wait, what am I forgetting? Oh, oh, it's mine. It's mine. All right. Right. Moderator, could I have some help on my laptop? I'm not. Oh, never mind. It's okay. I got it. I got it. Found it. It was lagging. I don't think it's just you. I think it's the Wi-Fi in general. Might be the Wi-Fi. Okay, the set B crash course. All right, now. Okay. Now, this is the oral thematic set B crash course. It is slightly different in terms of themes, as students should be able to see here. The pink ones or the red ones, depending. I feel like I'm a bit colorblind. All right, but yes. Students can take a look. Okay, students and parents. All right, the teams are really different from set A. Okay, you guys can see. Okay, now with this, I will go through it again. What we'll go through. All right, for this, students will have the chance to master key or exam teams. Okay, this is the same as set A, but done with different teams. Okay, students will be able to dive deep into the more popular PSLE or exam questions. And each day, students will explore these teams and learn how to present and discuss them confidently. Okay, we would want to teach your child how a proven method to structure their oral responses, ensuring clear, coherent, and well organized answers. Okay, that is with the effective oral answering techniques. Okay, with the oral exam strategies, we want to provide your child with strategies that help them navigate the exam, manage their time effectively, and maximize their score and well structured responses. Okay, so this is definitely something that we want to focus on. We want to make sure that they're always able to deliver. All right, over 10 relevant reading articles. This is one of the main things that we want to give. We want to help your child to stay current with trending and relevant topics in the PSLE or exam of our carefully selected articles. Okay, so it is so important that students are always able to deliver certain content to be able to stay current with trending topics. Okay, so these are all things that can drastically improve what they're saying, how they're delivering their speech in the oral exam. Okay, now, we will also want to help students to enhance their vocab. Okay, we will be adding over 50 essential PSLE oral exam phrases to your child's vocab bank and to empower them to articulate their thoughts more effectively. Essentially, a different way to express themselves. All right. Now, we also want to give your child a clear look of what high quality oral responses looks like, especially design model answers. Okay, we will be doing so with our exclusive PSLE oral exam model responses. That is definitely something that we have prepared for students that I would say is quite exclusive. All right. Now, before I share more about the classes for other levels, I wanted to show everyone some parent student testimonials and student results. Okay, like I mentioned previously, there is truly no better proof of effective teaching and education than student results, success stories, and testimonials. Okay, These are some results our students obtained after our classes. So if you preferred some statistics, I've also got you covered. All right. Um, Writers Network is actually one of the top English tuition centers in Singapore. Okay, 90% of our PSLE cohort have since achieved AL 1 to 4, and 90% of our secondary school cohort 3 grades of improvement. As an established tuition center since 2012, parents and students can truly be rest assured that we definitely have all the resources needed for the success they desire. All right, now English is a communicative skill, and that is something that we understand. It goes so much further than just exam. Okay, it's about being able to express yourself correctly. All right.
I can see improvement.
We have another parent testimonial. The other one. It's a parent with long hair. It's okay. We can skip it if you. Okay,
I
it's
can
okay.
see improvement.
Okay, but anyways, let's get back to what Writers at Work will be offering this June holidays. Okay, so we have primary 5 and 6 students, but we also want to cater to the lower primary. All right, so we have crash courses for lower and mid primary students. All right, definitely for students who are worried about their mid or end year exam. All right, now for students primary 1 and for students primary 2 and 4, we currently offer the oral grammatic crash course where students can learn to confidently discuss popular or exam themes. Okay, so again, themes are super important because there are topic specific language, so it's very very important to study according to theme. All right, now students will learn effective oral answering techniques to master an effective approach to structuring thoughtful and impactful responses. So definitely, like I mentioned, structure brings students a long way, and this is one of the best ways to help students to learn to pick up this skill. All right, oral presentation strategies. We also want to help your child to organize their thoughts and improve their delivery with effective presentation strategies. So definitely this is something that I would say is super valuable and something that I love myself. All right. Now, relevant oral topics. So over 10 reading articles based on um, trending or commonly, sorry, not company, or commonly tested oral topics. Okay, so definitely it is something that we want to work on. It is something that we wish that they understand that there is a certain pattern in PSLE. Okay, vocab building. We want to help students to expand their vocab of 50 thematic phrases as well. Okay, exclusive model responses. Students will also receive an oral exam model response to guide their preparation. Okay, so again, a lot of content for students, and hopefully, it is something that they can pick up from. All right. At this moment of time, I would also like to show you guys the June holiday advertisement, just so that everyone can have a better content of what is going on. Can we play the June holiday promo? Okay. Thank you, everyone. Welcome those who have stayed. Welcome to everyone in the live, and thank you for those who have been staying. Okay. Now, for primary 1 and 2 students, we have crash courses for you. Okay, we offer the compo writing and beginner oral crash course. Okay, so at this point, parents might be asking me, okay, should I send my primary 1 student to crash course? Okay, is it necessary? The child is primary 1. The child is 7, 8. Is it necessary? Okay, my answer will be yes. At primary 1 and 2, students are at the beginning of their primary school journey, so a good foundation is absolutely important to cultivate a good academic foundation and to cultivate a positive outlook towards academics. Okay, when a child is able to do well when they're a kid, they feel more likely to work even harder to achieve the same grades when they are older. All right, they want to keep on seeing that 100 over there, so they start working for it. Okay, it definitely is important. All right, to dive deeper into what is offered, the combo crash course students will learn unpacking composition questions. Okay, that one is the one of the many that is consistent throughout all crash courses. Okay, it will be done at different levels, however. All right, now your child will learn to analyze composition questions, and we will help them to understand what is required in their writing and how to craft meaningful answers. All right, we will also guide your child to develop composition planning techniques to teach them how to structure their writing for clarity and flow. So it will be a lot of planning as well. All right, writing techniques and language mechanics. Okay, now through grammar focused lessons, we will also help your child to strengthen their writing style, sentence structure, and overall language mechanics. So essentially, how did they express themselves, what methods they use to express themselves. Okay, like I mentioned before, this is super important because after all, content is not everything when it comes to writing. What is super important as well is the way students are able to speak about certain things. Okay, now if um, students are not able to use the correct language when they are actually delivering their speech, okay, no matter how good their structure is, no matter how good their content is, everything is going to fall through. Okay, so it is definitely something to be I wouldn't say worried, it's something to consider when booking a class for your child. All right. Okay, expand vocab bank. Okay, now we want to help students to expand their vocab bank. I have spoken about the importance of vocab bank. Okay, now when it comes to vocab bank, it can truly allow students to become, I would say, some more engaging, some more informative. Okay, these are all things that can heavily impact the way people accept. No, I wouldn't say accept, engage with your child, whether in social life or whether, let's say, they are just a teacher testing them. All right, now your child will enhance their writing with 30 composition phrases. This is something that we'll be teaching your child. We really want to help them to enhance their writing with these kind of vocab and to help them to express ideas more clearly and creatively. Okay, now when it comes to the writers that work model compositions, is definitely something we'll be giving them. Okay, it is so important for young students to be able to have a model composition to model after. Okay, it is so important that they are always able to understand exactly what is required of them, and we can do so by using a model composition. Okay, now for that, your child will learn how to craft engaging compositions by studying 3 unique writers that work model compositions exclusive to this holiday program. So definitely it is something that is super important. Okay, now with the primary 1 and 2 as well. Okay, now this is the oral crash course. Okay, students will gain confidence in speaking in our 3-day interactive program. So it is an interactive program targeted for students who are a bit younger, and maybe let's say they have a bit of a lower attention span. Okay, that's understandable. It's completely normal. Students at that age, they want to have fun during the holidays. Okay, but it's also so important for them to be able to stay consistent with their learning. Okay, it is super important. All right, now this is designed for primary 1 and 2 students. It's an adventure-based course that strengthens oral communication, reading fluency, and vocab through storytelling and creative activities. All right, so this is definitely something that will pique their interest. All right, okay, now We want students to be able to have fun. Okay, so we will be having an exciting oral adventure. It is called Who Stole the Dragon's Egg. It is story based. Okay, now your child will be able to become a young detective solving the mystery of a stolen dragon's egg while learning key oral communication skills. Okay, day one will be the friendly fairy, where students will be able to focus on pronunciation, articulation, and enunciation to be able to speak clearly and accurately. Okay, so essentially the way they deliver whatever they have to say is something that is super important as well. It can truly help other people to perceive them in a different way, to feel like they're more engaging, to feel like they're more informative. All right, now day two is the wise wizard. We want to help students to improve rhythm and fluency to help your child to speak with a smooth natural flow. Okay, now this is something that is super important. Okay, again, with flow it can make your child sound more engaging. Okay, but at the same time it is so important that students are able to speak with a flow that invites people to listen to them. All right, now day three is the grumpy goblin. Okay, we want to enhance expressiveness, intonation, and emotion to bring speech to life with feeling and tone. Okay, now this is what is super important. Okay, now I always ask people in the live, would you rather hear someone who is very speaking in a very monotonic voice, like no tone, no nothing, no emotions, or would you rather hear someone who is speaking with a lot of emotion, a lot of feeling? Okay, definitely it would be the second, it would be the latter. Okay, so we definitely want to make sure that students are able to build this foundation from a young age. Okay, now what will your child gain? Okay, we want to help students to master oral communication, to speak clearly with confidence and proper tone, to improve reading fluency, okay, to be strengthened in pronunciation and expressive reading. Okay, with emotions, definitely with emotions. Divya, yeah, definitely. Divya, Davia, is it Davia? Davia, yeah, definitely with emotions. Okay, emotions is something that can really help people, draw people in. Okay, it helps people to feel like they're relatable. Okay, so definitely it is something that we want, especially these primary one and two students. Okay, they are at such a young age. It's so important to be able to teach them that it's the importance of speaking with emotions and gestures. All right, so we will also be helping students to expand their vocab, to learn new words, to describe characters and emotions. Okay, we want to help them to enhance creativity, to use voice, facial expression, and gestures to tell engaging stories. Okay, but most of all, when it comes to our students, especially these primary one or two students, it is so important for them that they're able to have fun as well. So we want them to be able to solve the mystery. Okay, to follow clues each day to uncover who stole the dragon's egg. Okay, now this is what we want. Okay, of course, if you can't make it to this June holidays, we also have an upcoming crash course arranged for future school holidays. Okay, so definitely just drop us a follow on any of our platforms and wait for updates on the holiday program. Okay, so now currently we're available on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Xiaohongshu. So definitely remember to subscribe and like our posts. Okay, remember that consistency is key. I won a competition. Wait, why is this lagging? Third three oh and judges, yes, that is super important. Now when it comes to emotions, it can really help students to, like it says, engage with your audience. Okay, now like I said, audience don't want to hear someone that is very monotonic, someone that is, you're not expressive. It also shows that you're not passionate about what you're saying. I understand that students might say, but it's an oral exam, why do you have to, but it is necessary. It shows that the examiner that you're serious, and especially in competitions like Davia mentioned, that it is so important for students to be able to sound like they are genuinely interested in what they're doing. Okay, it makes the reader, it makes your audience sound like, oh, I want to listen to this person. Okay, this person sounds passionate. Okay, these are definitely things that are important. Okay, and it's so important for students to be able to have that foundation. All right. Also, I do want to highlight to everyone that our classes and materials will be different during different holiday seasons. All right. So I understand that maybe some students might have came in March. We have our March holidays, okay, and then they feel like, should I join during June again? Or will I be learning the same thing? You won't be learning the same thing. Okay, it is completely different. Okay, so definitely do give us a check. Um, Let us know if there's anything you might be extra interested in. All right, so definitely. All right. Okay. All right. Again, teachers are super important in the journey of education. Okay, a good program does not add much detail if the teachers can deliver. Okay, that is unfortunately the fact. Okay, now at Writers at Work, our team is made up of seasoned educators who live and breathe English. Okay, they know the PSLE format inside out. They mark scripts daily. They've helped many P6 students to achieve their grades, to achieve solid AL1s in PSLE English. Okay, now for those who are still in doubt, I would like to invite some of the teachers here at Writers at Work onto the screen today to introduce themselves to everyone and give parents and students alike an idea of what our teaching team is like here at Writers at Work. Okay, moderator, could we have teacher Xiao Wei? Mm-hmm. I would say teacher Xiao Wei is a really passionate teacher as well. You can see it from the video. Okay, let's take a look. Hmm? All tech is not working for some reason. All tech. Hi, Noah. Oh, it is so cold. It is so cold. Okay, I have a story time for everyone while we wait for our video to load. Okay, um, I was speaking to everyone about funny things that happened to me. Oh, it works. Okay, we'll have to wait for the story later. All right. Funny story for everyone while we take a 5 minute break or 2 minute break. All right. I actually got hurt yesterday. Okay, it was a very funny story. I got really hurt yesterday and I had to go to the hospital. Okay, very funny story. Okay, and it's also a reminder for everyone to please be careful. Okay, um, it's a funny story because I went bouldering for the first time yesterday and I jumped off a high area thinking that I would land properly. Okay, however, I did not have the correct landing techniques and I hurt my back. Okay, so super funny story. Okay, it is much funnier if you everyone was there. Okay, yeah, it was a very foolish decision on my part. Okay, just to share some funny stories with everyone while we are having a break. Okay, I can already imagine some people laughing from behind their screens. All right. But yes, definitely please be careful. This is also to the PSLE students, the non PSLE students who are currently on Juna holidays right now. Okay, please, please, please be careful, especially since you are going to be having your PSLE exam. Okay, there, um, in school we have seen situations of classmates coming to exams with broken arms, broken limbs. All right, so please be careful, especially when it's such a life-changing exam. You want to be at in a situation where you are fully capable to do your best. You don't want to be in pain like I am right now. Okay, you want to be careful. You want to make sure that yeah, you definitely want to um maybe I would say it is good to go out and have some physical activities, maybe like sports. Okay, but definitely don't do anything I would say too new. Don't do anything that is out of the ordinary. Okay, just keep it simple for if you want to be for your PSLE. Definitely so important. All right, but yes, and also be careful with bouldering. We when I went to the hospital, the doctors took one look at me and laughed. Okay, because the doctor said that a lot of people go into the hospital because of bouldering accidents, like mine yesterday. Okay, so definitely don't just think that because I saw like the professionals jumping down and everyone was fine. They were hopping off the what do you call that, the bouldering board, and everyone was fine. But then when I did it, so essentially what happened was that I jumped down and I flung my neck backwards and forward really, really quickly because of the I forgot, I don't know what you call that, but the momentum, maybe, I don't know, the force when I jumped down, I don't know. But yes, thankfully I only strained my muscle, but I strained it quite badly. Okay, so yes, definitely for students out there, be careful. Okay, understand bouldering is so fun, and it is now that sudden wave where it is so um popular. Okay, so important for students to be careful. Definitely so important for students to be careful. All right, all right, we have 10 more minutes before we end off. Feel free to ask me any questions that you might have. Okay, um okay, for now I'm going to go through some important parts that I would like to highlight to everyone again right before the end of this live. Okay, for our June holiday programs, we do have a lot of different classes. We do cater to more than just PSLE students. We have classes for primary 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so essentially all of primary school. Okay, we for students who do really enjoy studying by themselves at home, we also have ebooks for students. Okay, now I understand as oral is closing in, our exam is closing in, parents might be thinking they want their students to have their extra interactions. Okay, that's understandable. Okay, but for those who rather stay home, we have a very exciting new set of oral videos. Essentially all these have videos attached to them. Okay, it's not just an ebook. Okay, so that is definitely upping the entire product by another level. Okay, so we also have current sales and free gifts for everyone, so definitely everyone, this is the best time to make that purchase. Okay, so definitely don't hesitate. All right. Okay, I do want to also highlight that our teachers are super passionate. Okay, for those who are hesitating, maybe because they're unsure of our teachers, I want to show you guys these elaborate lesson plans. They are made by our teachers in hopes of filling our lessons with as much content as possible. Okay, so our teachers definitely do love to see our students succeed, and that is something that is reflected through testimonials and results. Okay, there is truly no better proof than student results when it comes to good teaching. Okay, so it's so important for students to um, be able to experience such teaching. Okay, I think it's so important because these kind of teachings, our teachers, they definitely try to fill up our lessons with as much as possible. You guys can see here from the what do you call that? The lesson plans. Okay, they're definitely not just waltzing into class and teaching whatever comes to mind. Okay, now, for those who are waiting to hear more about story banking techniques, or those who actually heard it but would like to hear it again, okay, thank you for staying tuned. Okay, I will go through this fantastic technique that has helped students solve issues of planning, like a creativity, over and under usage of writing techniques, and much more. Okay, so these are all here. Okay, now the gist of story banking is trying, refining, and remembering. Okay, now what do I mean by this? Now, students are led to write and refine, or to find a piece of writing that is approved by a teacher, a piece of writing that will get them great marks, and for them to learn how to replicate that piece of writing according to the given question. Okay, now Writers at Work really advocates for this technique because it allows students to enter the exam with a piece that will secure them high grades, removing any further stress from exam jitters or creative block in the exam hall. Okay, but for students who are wondering at this time, for parents especially who are wondering, okay, isn't that just spitting out content again? It is not. Okay, now regurgitating content can truly only bring students so far. Okay, because like I said, you cannot ever truly predict what is going to come out during the exam. Okay, it is just not possible to predict word for word. Okay, but what we can do is teach students how to adapt certain answers that they might have, certain prep work that they might have to um, whatever content, whatever questions is given to them during the exam. Okay, now how easy and hard is this technique? How easy is this technique? Okay, my answer is both easy and hard. Okay, now while this technique does make performing an exam easier, it is so important for students to learn how to adapt their stories instead of regurgitating content. Okay, this is exactly why our combo crash courses are so important, because they not only show new and effective techniques to students but also teach them how to use these techniques effectively. Okay, now regurgitating content, like I said, can really only bring students so far. Okay, but when it comes to adaptation, as we teach our students, so it is definitely something that we are advocating for. Okay, now let's talk a bit about studying across different levels. Okay, now I think one of the more stressful things about primary school is that it feels like you are always preparing for the next level. That is true. Okay, it is stressful, but as I remember, I is it Bree? Was her name Bree? She was on this live. I remember telling her something that for personal experience, the stress is always gonna be there some way or another. Okay, so it is so important to, number one, learn how to regulate your stress. Number two, be able to enjoy yourself in the moment. Okay, now I understand that at this point, parents and students might be like, it's PSLE. What do you mean enjoy? Okay, PSLE is something that will seem increasingly simple as you go on. Okay, it is super hard now, but that is just how there we don't have that choice, okay, to not do it. Okay, definitely students will struggle a bit, and that's okay. I think it is something that is vital for their growth. Okay, but it is also so important for students to gain that work life balance and not burn out. I had one of the biggest burnouts in my entire life after P6. Okay, and it extended towards me being in towards secondary school, and it put me at a disadvantage. I would tell you, I would be very honest with everyone. Okay, so it is so important for students to be able to pace themselves and try to manage them the way they study, manage their schedule. Okay, so definitely so important. All right, but yes, I truly hope that everyone is able to do all this exam season. It is just a great experience to be able to and I can't wait to see everyone come into the live to tell me I don't know how they feel after PSLE, what their plans are. Okay, definitely so many different things that we can have. All right, after PSLE. All right, yes, we are nearing 11:30, so we will be ending our live now. Okay, we will be moving on to our next live, and I will see you guys then. All right. Thank you everyone for joining the live. All right. Bye everyone.